In this video, I'll be attempting to survive on Stalker difficulty. In my last video, I tried Interloper, but it turned out to be a little too challenging as a starting point. So I've downgraded to Stalker to learn the maps and get a better grasp of the game's core mechanics. Once I feel confident, I'll definitely attempt another Interloper run. I also wanted to take a moment to thank everyone for the amazing tips in the last video. They've been super helpful. If you enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out and lets me know you're enjoying the content. By the way, I'm also working on another long dog video, still on Stalker difficulty, where I've managed to survive much longer. That one shaping up to be my longest video yet, so stay tuned. In this episode, I'll be running from wolves, finding some cool loot, making plenty of mistakes, and battling the harsh weather conditions. Let's jump into it. I put the difficulty on Stalker and chose to start in Mystery Lake. The weather wasn't bad, so I took the opportunity to pick up some sticks. They're always useful in situations like this. I avoided wasting energy breaking down branches, and I also grabbed some bark along the way. As I pushed forward, I came across an old cart. I noticed a structure on the mountain. It looked like an interesting place to explore, but that was too far for now. Luckily, I found some mittens to keep my hands warm. Following the power lines, I walked over a bridge and glanced down. I think I saw cattail. Awesome. Cattails are perfect for starting fires and even eating. The area seemed like a scrapyard. I tried to explore a nearby house, but it was pitch dark inside. Sleeping was an option, but I wanted to look around just a little bit more. I took a moment to enjoy the moonrise. The game's art style is stunning, and I love those quiet, beautiful moments. Eventually, I checked out the main building and found some sardines. Through the darkness, I spotted another doorway. As I moved toward it, I felt an uneasiness. Even though I knew I wasn't in danger, I decided to head back. The moon lit up the night sky as I made my way to bed. I slept a good 10 hours. I managed to find a tin opener, fishing gear, and some medical supplies in the building close by. Today's weather was insane, not ideal for exploring at all. I decided to make a fire but wasted some matches, which felt like a huge mistake. Lucky I'm not playing on Interloper. I was thirsty and needed to melt snow for water. Hunger hit, so I drank the bottle of water I had found and ate some tinned food. While searching the area, I found some clothing and checked what I'd need to craft a bow. When the weather finally cleared, I went out to gather the cattails. On the way, I stumbled across some mushrooms, which I picked eagerly. I collected a lot of cattails and I checked under the bridge, where I found a hatchet and an old campfire. Hell yeah, what a great find! Nearby, I discovered a deer carcass and some saplings too. Everything was falling into place, and now I had everything that I needed to craft a bow. I chopped the saplings and began harvesting the deer, but the cold set in quickly. I stopped and gathered more cattails before heading back to the old campfire. I decided to make a fire to boil water, warm up, and finish gutting the deer. Once the fire had enough fuel, I got to work. Harvesting the deer took longer than expected, and by the time I was done, I was completely drained. I rushed to the fire for warmth and checked the water I had boiled earlier. It was gone. Damn it. I boiled more water, drank it, and ate to regain my strength. The weather had turned into a raging storm, but I knew my way back. I pushed through the heavy snow, realizing how easy it would have been to lose my way. Maybe I should have slept by the fire in the sleeping bag. But in the end, I made it back safely. When I got back, I dropped the guts, skin, and branches to cure. I ate a quick meal and crashed for 12 hours. When I woke up, I hydrated and started my day. It was a slow morning without a clear path. I looted the energy plant, but honestly, I struggled to find anything useful, especially when I couldn't see. I decided to make a fishing hole, but quickly realized I couldn't. I was down to only 4 matches. This was all my fault though. I had wasted so many trying to light a fire during a windy storm. Pretty smart. With so few matches left, I didn't want to risk running out before finding another place. Boiling water was a priority, so my plan was simple. Make a fire, boil water, cook my meat, and use a torch to explore the plant. Luckily, I had looted a lot of mushrooms earlier, which I could use for tea. Very nice. I started my fire, but just as it lit, my heart sank. I could hear a wolf nearby. Oh no, please start, please start. And thank you, it started. Haha. What now, wolf? I cooked my meat, chopped my mushrooms up, and the roots I found, and even made some bandages. You never know when you'll need them. After cooking, I lit another fire to use a torch for exploring. I tried to make my way into the plant, but the fire wouldn't start, so I headed back. On my next attempt, I decided to rush straight in. Sadly, I didn't find much, just some paper, clothing, and toilet water. Always a plus, I guess. Just as my torch was about to die, I made two incredible discoveries: lamp oil, and yes, 20 matches. I couldn't believe it. This changed everything. I didn't have to leave so soon, and now I could finally work on making my bow. What a win. But something strange happened as the day ended. It felt like a paranormal power surge. I couldn't explain it, but it creeped me out. Maybe I should sleep in the power plant. I pushed to the fire though. After boiling some water, I drank it by the fire and slept for 12 hours. The next morning, I snacked and drank some water. The curing process was going well. I collected more mushrooms, but this area wasn't exactly safe. A wolf saw me, so I bolted to another building. Eventually, I worked up the courage to head home. The sky was beautiful, but the winds were harsh. I went inside, chopped mushrooms, and ventured back out. The fog had rolled in, and I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The uneasiness stayed with me. I even got goosebumps in real life. Something about this place wasn't right. Maybe it was time to move on, sooner rather than later. I woke up with a plan to explore the plants and grab some toilet water, but before I could even get started, a wolf attacked me, out of nowhere. My heart was racing as I fended it off. Holy moly, what the hell just happened? Shaken, I ran back inside to regroup. That's when I remembered I still had meat on me. Someone in the comments had warned me not to carry meat around because it attracts predators. Rookie mistake. I quickly transferred the meat and went to bed to recover from the vicious attack. The next morning, I crafted a torch. With my torch lit, I headed back to the plant. I picked up a bullet I'd missed earlier, collected some toilet water, and discovered a way down. As I descended, I got a fright when I stumbled upon a body. Next to it was a lantern. I picked it up and pressed on. The plant was massive. My exploration paid off when I found a gun, but sadly no ammo. Also found another hatchet, which was a nice bonus. I honestly thought there might be something behind this one crate, but no luck. By now, my torch had died, and I was relying on the lantern, which was running low too. I had to get home fast. Back at base, I transferred my loot, ate some deer meat, and went to bed. My next objective was clear. I needed to gather sticks to craft another torch and continue my exploration. I headed out, collected the sticks, and returned home. On the way, I heard a wolf. Time to run. I sprinted back, narrowly escaping it. Once I was safe, I crafted my torch, stood by the fire, boiled water, and finally got some rest. Feeling refreshed, I ventured out again. This time, I checked out an old tree and dug up some acorns. A solid find. I decided to push further out, but stayed cautious, not to stray too far from base. While exploring, I encountered another wolf. I threw a trash torch at it to distract it and then pulled out my proper torch, showing the wolf who was boss. I pressed on and eventually spotted what looked like a hunting hideout between the trees. I made a run for it, hoping for ammo inside. My luck turned around. I found not one, but 5 bullets. Haha, game changer. I grabbed my gun and knew exactly what I'd do next. Clear out the wolves in the area. On my way back home, I picked up bark and sticks, feeling victorious. It was such a great feeling to have my adventure pay off like this. Armed and ready, I was prepared for whatever came next. I got my gun, started a fire, and set out with a clear goal: to deal with the wolf that had been circling my area. The weather wasn't ideal, but I felt confident. As I walked out, I spotted the wolf in the distance. It was too far for a good shot, so I decided to wait for a better opportunity. On my way back to base, things took a turn. Another wolf appeared out of nowhere. I scrambled to get my gun ready and managed to fire off a shot. Unfortunately, I missed, and the wolf ran off. Though I escaped the encounter, I realized how difficult aiming under pressure could be. Back home, I hydrated, ate a small meal, and went to bed, replaying the moment in my head. The next day, I was more determined than ever. The wolf had made me feel unsafe near my own base, and I was ready to change that. After warming up by the fire, I grabbed a torch and headed out, ready to get my revenge. That's when things unraveled. I spotted the wolf and threw my torch, hoping it would back off, but I hesitated, and by the time I reached for my weapon, the wolf was already too close. In the rush of the moment, I made a critical mistake. I used my hands and not my hatchet. Damn fool. That was the end of this run. Reflecting on it, I realized the importance of preparation and staying calm under pressure. While the result was disappointing, I took away valuable lessons for my next attempt. Despite everything, it had been a rewarding experience. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. See you in the next one.